Hi, I'm Sean.
I'm Rhonda.
When you're not getting what you want from your spouse in your marriage, it's good to have a curiosity to find out what's going on with them. Why is it they don't want to comply to do what I'm asking?
Because a lot of times we assume, well, I guess my spouse just doesn't want to do this for me or give this to me. And while we talked about grieving and moving on, we do want to make sure, is there something I'm missing?
There's probably a good reason why. There's different things that we've all faced from our past and different experiences. And if we want to take the time to dig a little deeper beneath the surface and find out really what's going on, how is my spouse looking at what I'm asking, making sure that you have a clear request being made, and then finding out what's going on with them.
Because we may be coming across poorly and not realize it. We may have trained our spouse to expect certain negative things from us, and this request could be associated with a lot of things we're unaware of.
Yeah. It could be resolved if there was a clearer understanding of what was really taking place.
Right. And so we don't want to have unforgiveness toward our spouse. We need to be able to forgive. We need to be able to let go, because it's very possible we are not meeting every need of our spouse either.
Yeah.
And we would hope they would be able to give forgiveness and be healthy if we felt that something wasn't the way we wanted to do.
Right. We want to treat each other like we expect to be treated back. And so we don't want to retaliate in any way. We don't want to have I'm going to get you back, or I'm going to pay you back because you're not doing something that I want of you.
And payback can be all sorts of things. I'm just irritable with you. I'm, not happy with you.
I'm going to withhold meeting your need because of something that you're not meeting of my need.
Right. And those are not godly things.
No.
So godly things would be, we have a servant's heart. We're serving the other person not because they deserve it, but because we answer to the Lord, and we are here to minister to those the Lord has given us to minister to.
Sometimes we need to consider, is it just a matter of timing? Maybe we need to bring up our request at another time. There may be, it could be another time of day, it could be another week, it could be another time in your life that you need to bring up that request.
Yeah, and the thing is, if it's a need that you have, it's not like you pretend it doesn't exist.
Right.
And so if your spouse can't hear you now, you could try to inspect, am I doing something? What's going on my spouse's side of this? How does my spouse hear this expression? What does it feel like to be my spouse at this moment? And then present another time and maybe a different way, a different setup for it.
There's a couple of instances in the Bible where it said, one, that Jesus did not share everything with his disciples because they weren't able to hear it. And another time in Hebrews that Paul said that there's things that they needed to hear, but they weren't able to. That can certainly take place in the marriage. Maybe our spouse needs to hear something, but they aren't able to.
And we look at how God treats us. Do we think we're doing everything perfectly in relationship with him? Do we think there's nothing left to change? Probably there are things left to change.
Yeah.
But how does God treat us? Well, the way God treats us is the way we're supposed to treat other people. We don't go and act like the world does about these things. So, if I think my spouse is falling short, can I behave like Christ to that person?
And a lot of times the attitude change that we make toward our spouse can really open them up and take the pressure off and make it easier for them to be able to hear what we have to present.
Yeah, because the thing is, if we're demanding and we are trying to force and manipulate, or at least our spouse feels like that, if we just accept and love the spouse as is and do our part in the marriage between us and the Lord, they're actually more likely to change.
Yeah. If we really think that our spouse is wrong in the way they're viewing something and they really need to be the one to make the change, it's still a focus on our behavior and our response to them and how we respond in a gentle way.
Imagine a fellow believer that you felt wasn't walking in the light you have been shown. Would you ostracize that person? Would you mistreat or be unkind to that person? We would hope not. But why would we do it at home?
Yeah.
So many times when someone in our family, especially a spouse, doesn't measure up to what I think, we would treat them in a way we wouldn't treat anybody else, and that's not right.
Yeah, we really need to be patient, be gentle with them as they grow and mature, and allow them to have the space to be who they are at the timing.